I am never going to be Sophie Cunningham. Okay. Basketball star, not my future, right? So you have to be realistic about what your gifts are, right? But like, I think once you're realistic about what your gifts are, within the realm of your gifts, like there's almost infinite possibilities of what you can do if you believe in yourself. And one of the things they talked about a lot at that Women in Wealth conference was that if somebody else has done it, it means it's possible. You know, if somebody else has made $1 billion, it's possible. So you can do it too. You know, if Shelby Sapp is 25 years old and she's driving a pink G-Wag and she's made $1 million, however many millions of dollars, then it's possible for you too. You are what's standing in your own way. And so Jasmine Star, you know, what she really talked about was this reinvention idea and how, you know, she was in law school. This is why she resonated with me. She had gotten into law school and her family encouraged her to go to law school because that's kind of what you did, right? Like it was this education thing. And she got into law school and then realized that that was not her calling. And she told her husband like she wanted to be a photographer. And he goes, "You don't even own a camera." She's like, "Well, I can go buy one and I can learn how to run a camera." So she believed in her ability to learn how to run a camera. She knew that she could figure that out and that running a camera was not a Sophie Cunningham basketball type of activity that she was incapable of physically or whatever. So she went and like saved up enough money to go to Best Buy and buy a camera, and then she taught herself to be a photographer. And then from there, she taught herself social media marketing and she taught herself to be an influencer and like turned being a photographer into like this great influencer with all these followers today. And now she's a stage speaker and she has a church in California and, you know, all these things that she is now this great person, all because she had self-belief first.
I love that. Okay, Michelle. She said that they will call you, and I love this, they will call you delusional before they call you successful. Have you ever been, like, what does that mean to you? Have you ever been called delusional?
All the time. All the time. You know, if you do what everybody else is doing, you're going to get what everybody else is getting. The only way to get something extraordinary in this life is to do the extraordinary. So, you know, whether it's, you know, back in the day when blogging first came out and all the lawyers thought I was crazy for blogging because that's not what lawyers do. Or advertising, lawyers don't advertise, right? And now, you know, it's like, oh, AI, and, you know, all the lawyers are hating on AI. I mean, you know, if you don't do something extraordinary, like you're only going to live an average life. So, you know, let them call you delusional. Like they're only going to call you delusional until you're successful.
There it is. I love that. Okay, so one of her lines was, "New or not, I'm the next big thing." Could you have said that at 30? Can you say it now? What does that mean to you?
I mean, I think that's just a self-belief. Like that is believing that you are the next big thing. So that's that future envisioning, right? That's saying like 3 to 5 years from now, I'm going to be the big thing. So today I'm the next big thing because I am living for my future to become that.
I love that. Decide, believe, choose.
Yes.
Which one is actually the hard one?
Decide, believe, or choose. Which one is the hard one? You know, I think that deciding for me is the hard one because the rest of it flows once you decide. I tend to be such a visionary. I see opportunity on every street corner, and I know, like, I have this high degree of belief in my ability, that I have ability to do a lot of different things. And we live in America where opportunity is everywhere. So, you know, I could go run a convenience store. I know how I could do that. Like I could do that. Or, you know, I could go be a realtor. I could do that. You know, I have the ability to do all of those things. Deciding which of those or which of all of the thousands of possibilities that lie in front of us at any given moment, deciding which of those is your calling, that to me is the hardest part. Identifying what it is that is your mission as opposed to somebody else's mission. And this is a lesson I learned from Elena Cardone. This is the number one thing Elena Cardone taught me. Out of all the things Elena Cardone taught me, this is the thing that I learned from her that I will take with me forever, and it has changed my life. Elena said to me, Elena's mission is to save the traditional family. And she said, somebody else's mission may be save the whales, and that is a great mission, and it is worthy, and it needs to be done. But Elena's mission is not to save the whales. Elena's mission is to save the traditional family. And then she looked at me and she said, now you have to decide what your mission is. Like, why are you here? Why did God put you here on this earth? What is your special, unique mission that God sent you here to perform? And some people it's going to be saving the whales, and some people it's going to be save the traditional family, and other people it might be saving the puppies, or saving the environment, or whatever. What is your special mission? And so I think that deciding and learning and figuring out enough of yourself to know what your particular uniqueness that God sent you here to fulfill, that is the part that is your life mission, right? Once you know what that is, once you know what that mission is, then all else filters through that mission. Once you know, God sent me here for this, and then all else filters through that, then it all becomes super clear. So you decide, and then you can believe in that mission, and you can choose that mission, and all the decisions that flow every day flow through that mission.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lesson I got from my mentor early in my career, was to commit, make a decision, commit, and fully commit.
Right.
Fully commit yourself.
Well, and that's the thing is, your mission in your 20s may be one thing. And then, your mission can change. God may not send you here with one life's mission. God may send you here with 5 life's missions. And it may change as you get older, or as life changes, or as you achieve some things. It may grow or vary from what you thought it was. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Life takes a twist and a turn, and then all of a sudden you have a new mission. And now, let's go do that,
Michelle, why are the people closest to you always the last ones to accept the new you?
Oh, that's such a struggle.
Yeah.
You want the people that are closest to you to believe in you. But I think that the people that are closest to you are so protective that they don't want you to fail, and they don't want you to hurt, and they don't want you to bump your toe and skin your knee, that they're so protective. But part of growth is skinning your knee. You can't go out there and learn to ride a bike without actually falling off the bike the first time.
Facts.
So people that are close to you just want to protect you, but you can't grow from that protection.
It's facts. Her line about youth, Jasmine's line, it is not more future ahead of you, it is less identity behind you. What does that mean to you?
I thought that was so interesting, because she's basically telling the young people in the audience at the conference, they've got it a little bit easier because they don't have this built-up sense of identity. They're kind of a blank slate, and they can decide their identity. Where, one of the challenges when you're older in re-identifying yourself is that people already see you as one identity, and then when you want to shift to a different identity, you keep getting called back or pulled back into that old identity. I saw Russell Westbrook speak
at
the AI conference. Yeah. And it was the same concept, he's a basketball player, but now he's an AI mogul and an entrepreneur. And he talked about this identity struggle, right? Same concept that Jasmine Star talked about, that she had one identity and she wanted a different one, and it just kept getting pulled. And so she was saying to this young audience, you don't even have an identity yet, so you get to paint that picture however you want to paint it.
So last question for this segment to kind of land for us. Who decides who you're becoming?
I mean, I think that's 100% up to you. It is not up to anybody else, but it's between you and God. You have to figure out what that mission is that you're here for, and what your purpose is. I think each of us have a unique purpose that we were put here for. Nobody is ever going to be Michelle O'Neill ever again in the history of ever. And there's some pros and cons that come with that, but you know, that nobody is ever going to be me ever again in the history of ever. And there is something unique, some unique stamp that I can leave in the world, and it's up to me to leave that mark. And I think each of us have that.